Year, everybody! Can you believe it's 2017? I can't. I cannot believe it is 2017 already. But here we are, new year. In fact, it's like day 4 into the new year when I'm recording this. So better late than never as far as this video is concerned. But I thought today it'd be fun to do a roundup of my favorites from the year, and some of these have been featured in various favorites videos, which you can watch a playlist down below if you'd like. But and some of these are never made it into favorites videos, but it's because they were so integral to my day-to-day life that I just forgot to mention them. So I thought I would share my favorites, and it's not just beauty stuff, it's a little beauty, a little hair care, and a little lifestyle. So stay tuned. On to one of my first beauty favorites that I've loved. Confession, didn't start using this probably until about October, but I received it as a gift last Christmas, so it took me a while to use it, but it is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, and I believe this is the first one. There's 2 versions, so I think this is the first one, even though one of the colors inside is Naked too. But it is a great little palette, perfect size for traveling if that's your thing. I use a few of the colors pretty much on a daily basis now. I use this lighter shade here, this sort of neutral shade as an all over shade, and then this Naked 2 color on the lid, and then a little bit of this fawn color in the crease. And I am always crease challenged, but with this, for some reason, I'm not. I got a good system going on. So this has been a super duper favorite in regards to eyeshadows. Another eye favorite has been this little bugger, which you can't actually see writing anymore. This is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Undereye. This is the one I have used up. Something that I used every single day, and I loved it, is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Undereye Concealer. This is like the empty tube now. I got it in the shade Light. I used it daily, and yesterday, so today is January 4, yesterday, January 3, I started using a brand new tube. This sucker lasted a year, and I used it daily, every single day. That's how amazing this is. So yeah, for concealer, sure, you may be paying $20, but if you can use it all year, it sounds like a bargain to me. This sucker is amazing. And if you've followed me long enough, watched enough videos, you know that my dark circles are dark. And so this sucker covered them up, and I love that. Something else I've been using all the time is the Real Techniques Complexion sponge, I think that's what it's technically called, but it's their little beauty blender dupe. Mine is dirty because I use it and I love it. I haven't used a beauty blender, so I can't attest to how amazing it is compared to a beauty blender, but I have used other drugstore version makeup sponges, and this one is just amazing. Super squishy, which I like, and get it wet and it expands up and is super soft and squishy. Bang, 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 all over with it to do your makeup. It is the easiest thing, and I'm all about easy and quick. Those are things that I like. Another beauty item, but in the nail department, is this little guy. The OPI's Lucky Lucky Lavender. I mentioned this in a favorites video, maybe back in the spring. It's ever since I started my blog and my YouTube channel, I was sort of like on this never-ending quest to find the perfect purple shade. I am talking so fast that I'm tongue-tied all the time in this particular video. But anyway, this has become my favorite purple shade. It is just the right amount of purple, not so like razzle-dazzle purple. It's just sort of purple, hi. And so I really like this, and I'm looking forward to spring when I can use this again. I cannot wait. Let's move on to hair care. I've got 2 favorites that daily use for me all year long, and I can't live without them, really, basically. First is from Tresemme. This is their dry shampoo, but this is like their volumizing version. The volumizing dry shampoo, really inexpensive, and it is a great dry shampoo. Now, warning for those of you with dark hair like me, it does leave that pesky little white cast on your hair. But I love the sort of gritty, the texture you get from it. Gritty is probably the best word to describe it. So if you're not a huge texture in your hair kind of fan, this is not going to be for you. It's not a clean dry shampoo. If I want my hair clean, then I grab the Dove dry shampoo. That one is great, but it leaves my hair volumized, but it certainly doesn't provide a lot of texture, at least for my hair. This one I like to use just before I start styling my hair. In fact, if I'm gonna curl my hair, like I did today, then I'll spray my sections of my hair at the roots with this volumizing dry shampoo, do a little back comb, and it's perfect. I love this sucker. And then the entire range of this hair care product should really get a shout out from me. But yeah, just know that. The entire range is amazing for this. But this is from L'Oreal. It's their Volumizing line. Yeah, the Volumizing line. This is in particular the Mousse part of that line. They have shampoo and conditioner and a root spray. Probably hairspray, I don't know. But I have the shampoo, conditioner, and root spray and the Mousse. The Mousse is my favorite of the whole line, but all of them together, I love. I've been using them at least a year, if not more, but I have not swerved, swayed, moved away from. I just love this stuff. It's so great. Anything that you can find that's amazing in the drugstore and you can pick up even at your grocery store is a win in my book. So this is amazing. So 2016 was definitely the year of podcasts for me. I got super into them and I love listening to podcasts when I'm like getting ready in the morning, when I'm trying to fall asleep at night, when I'm like doing computer work and I just want some background chatter instead of like TV stuff. It's awesome. I love podcasts right now. I'm super into them. I have two standout favorites that the minute there's a new episode, I guess we'll call it that, a new episode, I have to listen to it. The first one is God-Centered Mom. I love this podcast. I feel like probably monthly, I'm probably taking a screenshot of the particular podcast notes and whatnot and like posting on Instagram saying, this is amazing, you need to listen to this. Because I swear every single podcast I may zone out through most of it, but I listen for like 2 seconds. And the part that I heard and actually paid attention to for 2 seconds is like life-changing for me. The very first podcast I listened to was about busyness and just learning to start saying no, because every time you say yes to something, you're sacrificing something else. And just how we as a culture kind of pat ourselves on the back when we say we're busy. Well, how have you been? I'm really busy. But in reality, you know, busyness, especially wasting time being busy, it is not helpful. So I loved listening to that podcast. There are so many other good ones. I will link for you some of my favorites from the year so far. That it's just a really great one. And you don't have to be a mom to listen to the podcast, just FYI. A lot of them are really great truths, even just for women, not just moms. So you definitely should check that one out. It's amazing. The other one, I am a productivity organization nerd. I love that kind of stuff. And that's why I change my planners all the time and try different organizing systems just to find one that works. And it's just fun for me to goof around and try stuff out. And one of my favorite podcasts on productivity is the Productivity Podcast Show. And that one is just really good. Every time they talk about systems, ideas, they interview people who have like experimented with productivity ideas. It's just always glean something interesting. My favorite one from the year, and I will link that one for you too, is an interview with a guy who actually experimented with pretty much every productivity tip or hack that you can imagine for like a year and a half, and tried them for a month, 2 months, 3 months, just depending on how much time was needed to experiment with it, just to find out what worked best for him and kind of his overall thoughts on what actual productivity tips work. And he wrote a book on it, and I have that book saved to read on my Kindle in the next couple of weeks, because it was so fascinating. And so if that kind of thing interests you, I will have that link for you down below too, so you can listen to that, because that was just super fascinating. And then with TV, I am a TV junkie. I love TV, and 2016 was definitely the year of TV, but it's hard to pick a few favorites. It really is. 2016 could have been called the year of politics, where I couldn't look away. I just couldn't. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw on election night, I had a little electoral map that I was coloring in. I stayed up all night. I couldn't look away with politics this year. I just couldn't. But two shows in particular that we're so excited to watch every time there's a new episode. Both are on HBO of all things. And I can tell you why we watch both of them back to back. First is Game of Thrones. We love Game of Thrones, and we bought an HBO Go Pass for Apple TV just to watch the new season, and then we canceled it when we were done watching it. But because we still had time left on our HBO Go subscription, whatever it's called, we then also watched Veep on HBO, and Veep has Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld fame and she is vice president, Veep, and it is hilarious. It's so funny. So between Game of Thrones, which is like hardcore, like rock'em sock'em, death and destruction, to then watching Veep, which is hilarity, it was like the perfect combo back to back. And those are two shows that I would go back and rewatch again because they were so funny. So what were some of your favorites from 2016? I want to hear about it down below. Leave me a comment. And I can't believe the year is already over. It just flew by, right? It flew by. And take baby out of the equation on this end. Take that out of the, it still flew by, regardless if there was a baby involved here with me. But anyway, I hope you had a wonderful 2016, a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you're starting 2017 with a bang. I'll see you next time. Bye.